Peace. I wanted to do a divine feminine reading, focusing on the energy of the divine feminine for the week. Let's see where we are. And I just got this beautiful deck, the Earthcraft Oracle. Absolutely beautiful. Let's pull a few cards from it and see what Spirit has to say. Spirit, what messages do you have today for the divine feminine energy? As we heal, as we move forward, as we try to care for our family, as we operate in our work environments, as we work to forge beautiful, long-lasting connections with people, as we focus on our healing work, because it's all about the healing work, right? As we focus on our healing work, we got one card, we get a couple more. All right. So we got a Gatherer. There's a beautiful energy here. A card of abundance. This means that you've planted seeds along the way and that you're moving into a period of reaping and harvesting the fruits of your labor. Very beautiful energy. The Birch card. This is an interesting energy too. This makes me think of rest, making sure that you rest the body and rest the mind. Because like I said, you've planted the seeds, so you've worked hard. So we have to be able to realize that we can work, but we also need to rest too. But this card also makes me think that you might be hiding yourself. You might be hiding from a situation. You're stepping too far back. You know, maybe you've gone through some healing. Maybe you're in the process of going through some deep healing. Maybe there was some sorrow or something that's hurt you or harmed you deeply. It could be traumas from the past. Be traumas that you're dealing with right here and right now. And as I've talked about this before, even though we're here in the present, we still have traumas that we deal with from the past, our ancestral trauma. But Spirit is saying that you're healing, but that also when the healing is done, when you've gone through the lesson, when you've gone through the difficulty, we're always learning and growing. But we're going to have to step forward. We're going to have to step out. So part about this is showing yourself for who you really are. The womb, beautiful energy. You're pregnant now. Maybe not actually pregnant, some might be. But you're pregnant with thought, with vision, with creativity. This is a mothering energy, obviously. Very, very healing, very powerful. You have something inside of you that's absolutely beautiful. You have something inside of you that's majestic, that needs to be birthed and brought out into the world here with this Moon card. Maybe that's why you're here. Maybe you had to go into this period of hiding. Not hiding, but this period of healing, this period of detachment, where you had to pull yourself away from the world in order to nurture your birth here, nurture this growth inside of you. This growth can be anything. It could be a new way of living. It could be a new spiritual insight, spiritual gift. It could be a new creative project. It could be a book you're working on. It could be poetry, music, whatever it is, whoever you are, whatever your gifts are, whatever your spiritual gifts are. You've had to go into this space in order to create it. You've had to protect yourself from others in order to create it. Spirit is saying you did the right thing by protecting yourself from others while you have this sacred idea and this sacred thought and this sacred vision for yourself. You did the right thing by stepping away and hiding yourself. But it's time to move forward. It's time to come on out now. And not only come out because you've healed, because the healing is still might be happening, but you need to come out and you need to show others what it is. It's time to show it, right? Sometimes we can create something and it's a part of us that wants to keep it hidden. Maybe because we're afraid what others might say about it. Maybe because we feel like it's not finished. Maybe because we don't feel like it's good enough. All those things play a part in it. But Spirit is saying that you've planted the seeds here. This is the card of the gatherer. She would only gather it if it was ready to be picked. If the fruit was ready to be picked. If the veggies were ready to be eaten. She wouldn't have this basket full. She has a basket full. Which means that the seeds that were planted, whether you believe that they were good seeds or bad, they've been planted. And not only were they planted, they were fruitful, right? So you planted the seeds while you were in this period here, hidden from the world. Gifts hidden from the world, talents hidden from the world. Healing, planning, thinking, going into those soft spaces, utilizing your intuition, resting the body, resting the mind. We can't create unless we rest the body and rest the mind. You know, we can't create anything of substance unless we rest ourselves. We get this idea that we rush and we move and move and move. That's not true creation. Creation comes in resting the body and resting the mind and listening, right? And so you went into that period of listening here with the birch. You weren't alone, too, with these trees. Trees, for me, are ancestral wisdom. They're their own spirits. It's a spiritual entity. It's a living being, living and breathing and operating and living in its own way, moving in its own way, communicating in its own way. Even though it's not moving energetically, it's moving, right? And so you were in this space, which is also, too, purification with the forest and along these birch trees. So you receive messages from your ancestors here in this particular space of solitude. And you have the mountains here because it looks like her face is kind of made from mountains too. So wherever you were, you built your strength up. You became stronger than you were before. You were not only healed in this particular space, you're still healing, but you did major healing in this particular space. The trees assisted you because they gave you information. Those are your ancestors. But also the leaves in this environment, the smells of it, the sounds, it purified your energy. So Spirit is saying that you've been purified because you've put the work in, because you took yourself away from a situation to heal, and you took yourself away from your situation to plant seeds, and you took yourself away from a situation to put yourself in a space where you can give birth. It's almost time to give birth now. And Spirit is saying it's almost time to release whatever it is into the world. Whatever it is that you've created, whoever it is that you are, right? Because we can be the creation. We can be recreating ourselves. And really we're not recreating ourselves. We're just becoming who we really are. Sometimes we have to go into these spaces to become who we really are. So Spirit is saying that you've planted those seeds. You did a beautiful job. Very fruitful, very abundant. The gatherer is abundant energy. It means that whatever you've created in this space, whatever project, or even if you work in the self in this space, whatever that you created, when you bring it into the world, it will be fruitful, it will be abundant, right? It will bring you a plethora of maybe not money, but spiritual riches, right? Spiritual riches. Those are the riches that, we want to be excited to have. It doesn't sound the same as having the, but I believe too that spirit wants us to be earthly rich as well. Spirit wants us to have tangible things that are tangible, things that we can use, because obviously we're not here just wandering about. We have to pay our bills, we have to live our lives, we have to do those things to get to where we need to get to. So, this is saying that this is there too. This is there too. Whatever you've created in that space, whatever you've created in that space where you've had to go in and you've had to heal and you've had to be on your own and you didn't share anything with anybody and you didn't tell them what you were doing because they wouldn't understand in the first place. Some people still won't understand when you bring it out. When you give birth, some people still won't understand what it is. They still won't understand. They'll say, oh, a cute baby, that idea. Oh, I like that. I like your idea. I like what, but they might not understand it, right? And so that's okay. That's okay. Because we already know that you've planted the seeds and we already know that it's abundant. Because sometimes it's abundant just to be ourselves, just to be who we are. We've already shown, the greatest gift. So Spirit is saying it's time to come on out now. It's time to come on out and show yourself. It's time to come on out and show your creation is ready to be birthed into the universe. It's ready to be birthed. And so ceremony came out here in abundance. We get abundance again. Sacrifice. So when you were in this period here, you had to sacrifice a lot of things to be in this space. You had to put a lot of things to the side. Because deep healing means that. Deep healing sometimes means sacrificing. Sacrificing the way of life that we had before. Sacrificing the ideas that we had, about ourselves beforehand. Letting those things go. Being without those things. And just being here. In this space where it looks like nothing's happening, but many things are happening. The healing is taking place. The healing is taking place in this peace and solitude. Abundance came out on its own. How beautiful is that? You've got it. What you've created, what you're getting ready to give birth to, that idea, that insight, that project, that way of life, that way of being, that way of walking, that way of talking, That's where the abundance lies. That's where the abundance is, in that healing that you did for yourself. And here's ceremony. Honor yourself. Honor the work. Honor it. Honor who you are. Create those spaces for ceremony. Create those spaces to lift yourself up. Lift up the other spiritual beings around you. Lift up the people around you. Right? We're always in a space of ceremony or a place where we give thanks. We give thanks for where we've been, where we are, and where we're going. And that's what you were doing in this space here. Giving thanks while you're in a period of healing. Ceremony can be big, ceremony can be small. The ceremony is whatever you want it to be. But we want to acknowledge that you've done something beautiful here, right? That you made that sacrifice to go into that state of healing. Which is not necessarily easy to do. Let's just get a couple cards here. These cards are just so beautiful. Abundance again. What have you been up to, right? What have you been doing? What are you creating here? What ideas do you have? What vision do you have for your future? What vision do you have for your spiritual work? We all are spiritual workers in a way. Spirit is saying, bring it on out. Also, too, this card is giving me the sense that it will be received. Like I said earlier, it might not be received by everybody, but that's okay. But it will be well received. Otherwise, you wouldn't have the abundance, right? This type of abundance. The abundance comes from bringing it out in the first place, because you're being who you are. But the abundance that comes from reaping what you sow, which means you planted those seeds, too. You're protected in it. You're protected as you move forward and as you come on out. As you come on out revealing whatever this is. I have a sense it's who you are, revealing yourself. You're protected as you reveal yourself. Because no matter what project we still are the self. So if you've created a project, you're still revealing yourself, right? We're protected as we give birth. As we give birth to a physical baby for some, which is extremely abundant. One of the most abundant things, right? Or we're protected as we're bringing out our true selves. Whatever this is, it will bring security to your life, right? Financial. This is a security card. This means to be taken care of. This means to have what you need for yourself and for your family, not just now, but into the future, right? This means having a foundation to stand upon and to share with others with the security card. So, honor yourself, first and foremost. Honor yourself because you're healed. Honor yourself because you came out of a difficult situation and you went into solitude and you went into a space of healing. You sacrificed a lot of things. You sacrificed a lot of things and you pulled yourself away and you went into this space of spiritual healing. Not everybody can do that. That's to be commended. Spirit is saying, honor that with ceremony. Ceremonies that are for you. You know, run yourself a bath. Put some rose petals in it. I love making spiritual baths. It's one of the things that I enjoy doing for myself and for others. But I love making a bath. Make yourself a bath. Light yourself a candle. Sit down and give yourself thanks. Give thanks to your ancestors for guiding you. Give thanks to Spirit for being there with you. Have your own ceremony. You know, I think in life we go through so many things and we don't acknowledge it and we don't honor the self. We don't honor ourselves enough. And that the fact that we went through it should be commended. And Spirit is saying, take some time now to honor the work that you put in. Beautiful. Look at that basket. Gorgeous. Sweet fruits. Let's get one more of these cards, really just because I like them. Darkness. Yeah. That's where you were. Coming out of it. Spirit is saying that, this is a different type of darkness too, because this is also not only when you're coming out of a period of darkness, but this is also that energy of darkness that you can return to when you need to fortify yourself again. So more of not a darkness as a heavy and negative energy, but a place of deep spiritual solitude. I just want to say solitude. I know whenever I'm depleted, I have to return to the trees sometimes, or I might go to the river, and just sit there and just listen and just take in any information. That's what she's doing. She's walked into the forest here, this woman. She's cloaked, so you might, if she wasn't facing us, we wouldn't see her. So it's not for all to see. It's the place that you need to go to rejuvenate yourself, to center yourself. However that is for you. Their messages received in the darkness as well as the light too. You've come out of a difficult time. You've had a difficult road here with this darkness cloud, this darkness card. You've been assisted by your ancestors the whole way though, with these birds here. They're proud of you. They're proud of the work that you've done, the healing that you've done. Come out now though. Come on out of the darkness right now. Come on out of this space and show yourself. Show yourself. All right. What a beautiful message. Abundance. Abundance. One more. Music. Maybe you're a singer. Maybe you write music. This also tells me too that not that you just do music, that doesn't have to be it. It could really be anything, the gift. You could be a writer too. This card comes up from that, for poetry, for writing, anything like that, anything creative. But also that messages come to you with music. Spirit will communicate to you through songs, through music, if you ask them to, that you have a gift for that. So continue to listen to your guides as you move forward. If this is your gift, bring it out into the world. Any type of musical ability, any type of writing, any type of art form, this card comes up for that. So, all right. Take care until next time, till next week.